Friday morning, everybody. It's your friend, coach, and mentor, Scotty Hobbs. I wanted to talk just a little bit about an analogy, a conversation that Gabby and I had while we were on a bike ride this morning. So we got the kids off to school, started off with an amazing 10.97 mile bike ride, which is a lot for us since we're just beginning. But I have a couple of stories I want to share with you and a couple of analogies that I might be able to help you understand how to maybe push yourself a little bit further on your goals, how to maybe perhaps enjoy the journey a little bit better as you're going. Had to turn, guys. Sorry, my connection got interrupted, so I got off the Wi-Fi. Now I'm just on my streaming service, so it should be able to work a little bit better. It's the beginning of a month, guys. It's September 1st. You have an entire month to accomplish whatever it is that your goals are for this month. So that's, I guess, is the first lesson that I need to make sure that you guys are clear and aware of if you want to move yourself forward, is to make sure that you've set goals for this new month of September. So I've gotten my goals written out, ready to go. But I wanted to share with you guys, like I said, we did 10.97 miles. Gabby and I started riding our bikes together a couple weeks ago. I think it actually really started when we got a tandem bike for the girls. They wanted it for fun. So we started riding a little bit more, riding to the park to play baseball, riding around the block. And we started riding around the block. We were just doing about 6 miles. We would just take off in the middle of the day when the kids were at school. And we do like 6 miles. And guys, one thing that I want to share with you guys about that is, like, it felt so, like, it was fun to be out riding. It was fun to be with my wife, being able to have a conversation. But the message that Gabby had a point that she wanted to share. I have a point that I want to share, and I'll share mine first right here, is it felt very mundane to me, that the same scenery just going around and around. And it's like you get done with one and you're like, okay, there's one. I guess we're going to do another one. And it was just like, I felt like I was just counting. I was just counting mile after mile after mile, and it wasn't very fun in that concept. So what I'm going to share with you guys is, for example, instead of doing that, we live at the edge of town, so we just headed out into the country. So we get on one of the roads, we just head out a block. The blocks are like a mile long about, and then we just head out there, and we just go and go and go and go, and we get to a point when we turn around and we come back. And my point of this is that the time passes much further. We rode a bike for an entire hour and it felt like 15 minutes because we're constantly seeing new, like, there's chickens crossing the road, there's fields, there's tractors doing harvest in the fields. You see the sprinklers, hitting the potato fields and the corn fields, and you see the sunlight shining through it in the morning. You see the corn stalks, you see the little corn husks on there starting to grow, and you get to experience things other than seeing the same houses over and over and over as you go around. Like, let's say when we ride around our block, it's exactly 1 mile. You see the same stuff and it gets a little bit boring. And so I think it's an important lesson in that is, if you want to have fun in your journey as you go towards your goals, make sure that you're doing the right priorities and actions that will get you to the goal, but that you also are experiencing things that bring you joy. So, for example, the outdoors brings me joy. Seeing the sunlight brings me joy. Seeing fields, seeing the outdoors, breathing the clean, fresh air brings me joy. So whatever goal it is you're going in your life, think about it like that. Are you doing a mundane circle where it just gets boring and it's just a routine? Yes, it's going to get you there, but it's not as fun. I want you to have fun as you're working towards getting to your goals. So that's my message I want to share. That as Gabby and I are riding side by side, she was sharing about hers, is that, what she loves about going out into the country and going, today we went 5 miles out, 5 miles back. What she noticed about that, and the story that she wanted to share with you guys, was the fact that it's so easy to quit at 6 miles when we're going around our block, because every mile we're like 100 steps from our front door as we come past our cul-de-sac. So at any point of going around the cul-de-sac at mile 4 and we're a little tired, we can just pull into the garage and we're done. At mile 5 we're a little tired, we could pull in the garage and be done. But when we go out for something big, let's say we just head straight out into the country with an end destination, an end goal, which we had in mind, which is a certain intersection. We had that goal. Once we get there, guys, the truth of the matter is you got to come back. So we go the 5 miles out, we have to come the 5 miles back. You can't quit. You can't stop when you get tired, and you have to push through that pain and push through that wall and push through that barrier. So our lesson to you guys are these 2 parts. Make sure your goals are set this month. Make sure that you're doing the right steps to get there. You have your goals in place, but you have fun doing it. And the second part of the journey is set your goals big. Don't just go for that 1 mile little loop. Set your goal for 5 miles out there, 10 miles out there. Get out there, hit the goal, and then you got to come back. So that's kind of the way I feel about my Beachbody journey. You guys know that I have been consistent for 7 years. If you followed me on YouTube, on Facebook, with our blog, 7 years of consistency. And it's really like I'm dialed in on my purpose and my why. I love what I do. I wake up, it's what I think about. I'm going hunting with my dad tonight and tomorrow. All I can think about is how much work I can get done on the drive while he's driving, how much work I can get done when we're driving back tomorrow, and all of that. So like I'm dialed in. I love what I do, that I show up on the weekends. I show up like every spare moment that I can outside of my family time. But there's a thing about, I think, the moment that you help somebody and you've committed to helping somebody, like you're in. You've got to go the whole distance so that you can be an example for those people. And if you're not that person, I think that's something you got to self-reflect on, look inside of yourself and be like, am I that person that someone could count on me? Like if I bring them into my challenge group, I bring them into my business, am I going to be there for them 10 years? And if the answer is no, you probably should analyze that. So there's the message for you guys today. Enjoy the day. I got to go pick Keen up from school. We have dentist appointments this morning before I go on my weekly date with Gabby, which we do every Friday. So there's some advice for you couples out there. Find time consistently, make it a habit to go on a date with your spouse. That's what we're doing. Guys, like I had to work my business today, right? So another message on top of that, sometimes I get excited and just share. I had to sacrifice to get up super early this morning and work a solid 2.5, 3 hours before I got my girls to school, before I took my bike ride with my wife, so that I can take my daughter to school, go on a date with my wife, and head out hunting with my dad tonight. So guys, if you are serious or something is important enough in your life, your priorities, you will find time to make it happen. If you're not, you're making excuses. Love you guys. Have an incredible day. If this helps somebody that you know move forward in their goals, please share it with them. Have an incredible day, and we'll see you tomorrow.